Hi, I'm Ron Sell. I'm the co-founder of Rainmaker Martial Arts Software. Some of you might not know this, but I've also owned schools for 23 years, so I know a little bit about this business. Not only that, but I'm second generation martial arts school owner. Both of my parents are grandmasters, and I was raised in martial arts and martial arts business. And so I was talking yesterday on Facebook about value versus price. And a lot of people are trying to be the cheapest martial arts price in town, or they're saying, how do I compete against the guy down the street? He's charging half of what I'm charging. And I want you to kind of shift your thinking from thinking about the price that you charge versus the value that you give, okay? For instance, you can go down to Walmart and you can buy a big screen TV, or you can go to Best Buy and buy that same TV. And certainly the price is cheaper at Walmart, but how does Best Buy stay in business if they're cheaper? Well, the reason is because you get more value, or at least it's perceived value, okay? Same thing with daycare centers. I mean, there's some daycare centers that charge $25 a week, at maybe a church or a nonprofit, and then there's some daycares that's charging $400 and on up for a week. What's the difference? Well, the difference is value. So how do we provide value for what people are paying us? How do we do that? Well, I'm not going to give you a whole laundry list of things that will provide value. I'm going to give you one thing that you can work on, and that's this: deliver on your promises. You see, when you marketed to your students, you told them that they would get something if they joined your school, right? Whether it was confidence or being in shape or fitness or, self-defense, you promised them something. And they read your marketing and they came to your school and they enrolled based on that promise, didn't they? So you have to over-deliver on those promises. Well, first of all, you have to know what those promises are. I mean, you could shotgun approach and say, if you join here, you're going to get confidence and self-defense and fitness and blah, 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 all these things. And then you have to really know what they came here for. Now, if you have 300 students, then you're going to have to know what every single one of those students needs, right? So you're going to have to write that stuff down so you can remember it. So if someone came in for fitness, and you promised them fitness, and 3 months into them and being a student, they haven't seen any changes in their physical body, well, then you really haven't delivered on your promise yet. So we got to change that. Or do not market to the fitness crowd, right? All right, if you told someone that you're going to develop confidence in their kid, they came in, they said, listen, my kid's shy in school, they're not confident, they're getting bullied, they're getting picked on, and then 3 months later, there's no visible changes in the way they present themselves, then you're not delivering on your promise, okay? My good friend Christopher Rapold just mentioned to me today, he says, one of the rules that he follows is that if he charges $100 a month, he wants to give $200 in value. So to me, that means he wants to over-deliver on his value from what he charges. And if same thing, if you're charging $200 a month, you want to give $400 in value. So how do we do that? Well, we over-deliver on what we promised them in the beginning, all right? So again, let's go back to the confidence thing, all right? How do we over-deliver on a kid's confidence? Listen, I've had so many students, but there's this one student in particular. She walked in our school, and she's about 11 years old, and her head was literally looking at the floor the entire time. As a matter of fact, during the intro, I pulled out a pad, because that's usually the best way to get shy kids to, to come out of their shell a little bit, and she refused to even hit the pad. I mean, it was embarrassing. Like, I did all of my tricks. I'm a pretty good motivator. I inspire thousands of kids for a long time, but I couldn't get this girl to even hit that pad, not even once, not even look me in the eyes, okay? And at the end, I did my enrollment. I said, hey, it looks like she really needs confidence, and I know I can help her. I know we didn't get her to do anything today, but I know that we can help her. And you know what her mom did? Enrolled her. Let's fast forward 3.5 years later. She earns her black belt, junior black belt, not a full adult black belt, but junior black belt. She was leading classes. She was a confident girl. Her grades were always straight A's. She was a very brilliant girl, but guess what? She didn't have friends before, now she had friends. I over-delivered on that promise, and you know what I did? Is I kept pointing it out to Mom. Mom, can you believe what she's doing right now? She's talking to somebody. Mom was floored. She couldn't believe that her child would actually speak to another child. It was that bad. Now, that's just one example, but that is an example of how I over-delivered on my promises. Now, how did I do that? Well, of course, it starts small with her. We built that confidence little by little. Confidence comes from evidence, right? Evidence that you're actually good at something. So I made sure that this young lady started getting really good at things, small things. And then I built and built and built upon that until she became literally a rock star. I have one last story for you. This year, Michael Perella invited me to come to New York for his Martial Arts Business Summit event. And I tell you what, I got there and I was totally blown away how he over-delivered value. If you were there, you know some of the things that we're shocked by. First of all, the goodie bags that he gave out at the beginning were better than I've ever seen before. There was useful things in there, not just a whole bunch of flyers thrown in a bag, right? The second thing, he gave us this free t-shirt. Every single one that was there, we got a t-shirt. And it's a great t-shirt. It's nice. It's not a cheap t-shirt. He over-delivered even on the value. I didn't know I was getting the t-shirt. You know what else next? The speaker lineup that he had over-delivered so many great pearls of wisdom. And then I couldn't believe it. He served us lunch. Really? At a martial arts convention, we got lunch? I couldn't believe it. Breakfast the next morning. There was a VIP party. There was a cocktail party for everyone that came. I mean, he really just over-delivered on his promises. Will I go back next year? You betcha I will. And that's the deal. If you over-deliver your value, then that is way more important than price. Communicating that value is also very important. Listen, thank you so much for your time. I hope this really helped. Gave you a little bit of a mindset. Now it's up to you to do this. Here's your homework, all right? I want you to take out a piece of paper. I want you to write down on a piece of paper everything that you promise someone in your marketing. From gaining confidence to weight loss to fitness to, all of those benefits, okay? I want you to write them all out. And then I want you to write down how you over-deliver in each one of those areas. Got that? All right. Have a great day.